Last year we had some flooding that seriously impacted some of the communities that had been damaged by fire last year. But the communities came together and completely rebuilt almost 200 miles worth of road work that got destroyed in the floods. And so I think they've actually come back even stronger than they were before. For example, the Royal Gorge Bridge was damaged last year by fire. And all their facilities and even parts of the bridge were destroyed by fire. And this year they've come back and they've completely rebuilt about 60% of the facilities, and they're going to finish the rest of the facilities by springtime next year. And so it actually allowed them to take steps to, basically renovate their facilities, make them more efficient, more environmentally friendly, using, LEED standard development techniques and practices. When people think about areas in the U.S. that are green, that are more sustainable, more responsible, we tend to sort of come to the top of the list naturally, but we want to really make sure that we're owning that, and that when people think of Colorado, they think of Colorado the way that we think of ourselves. We're connected to our nature, we're connected to the environment, the surroundings, to the wildlife in Colorado. And it's something that, because we're connected to it, we really need to do everything we can to preserve it and to make sure that our tourism industry, which is the second largest industry in the state, is being responsible and is being sustainable. I think for us as the Colorado Tourism Office, we have an obligation to lead that charge and to try to connect with our accommodation partners, our destination partners, with the attractions in the state, and to help them either become more sustainable, or if they're already doing things to be sustainable, that we're helping them to kind of better market and spread that message of sustainability and responsible tourism. We look at some of our big tourism partners like the ski areas, Aspen and Vail. They're now regarded as some of the most environmentally progressive, sustainable, energy efficient ski areas in the U.S. I think both of them are, if not completely, mostly powered by renewable energy. They're doing things to reclaim the water that they use to make snow, and to really minimize their impact on the environment. We've got the World Ski Championships coming up in the Vail Valley next February, and they're aiming to be the most green, the most environmental World Ski Championships in the history of the sport. Really kind of taking lead, or following lead rather, on the Olympics that were held here in London, and they want to do the same thing for the World Ski Championships. And then if we look at other industries throughout the state, definitely renewable energy, environmental remediation, environmental protection is something that's an integral part of our economy. And we're seeing, for example, Vestas, the world's largest wind energy manufacturer, they have huge facilities putting out wind turbines in Colorado. We have the National Renewable Energy Laboratory in Colorado, which is doing a lot of the leading edge technology and research on everything from wind to solar to geothermal to energy efficient buildings. If you look at large scale corporations, I think that there's great benefit from taking a triple bottom line approach, making sure that their business operations are responsible. But I think even if you look at mom and pop stores, mom and pop companies, oftentimes they can't afford to be wasteful. And so I think that really embracing sustainability and responsibility is in their best interest as well. Consumers want that, and I think that tourists and travelers want that. They want a product that at the end of the day they feel good about. They want to leave a place and feel like they've left the place at least as good as it was when they got there, if not better. And I think it's our obligation to give them that experience and to help them be responsible. Colorado is a progressive state, and I think that the marijuana issue is one where we looked at the negative impact of previous regulations on marijuana and what it was doing to communities. Basically the criminal aspects that were oftentimes sort of unrightfully connected to marijuana, and we're trying to deregulate it and make it a bit more liberal, so that kids aren't going to jail for having small amounts of marijuana. and that marijuana is not being treated the same way as, say, heavy narcotics. And so all of those things kind of went into the decision to put that on the ballot and vote for it as an amendment to our Constitution. We as the tourism office are try to be fairly neutral about it. We think that people come to Colorado for a myriad of other reasons, and what they do when they come to Colorado is their own business. Whether they want to come and ski, or they want to mountain bike, or they want to drink good beer, or perhaps they want to imbibe on marijuana products. It's ultimately up to them, and as long as they do it responsibly, they're of legal age, they don't do it on federal lands, and they follow the regulations and laws of the municipalities where they are ultimately doing it, that's their business.